earrings in red, white, and blue. Kind of a Captain America vibe. And these are the earrings that we're going to make today in our tutorial in floral colors. And these are meant to coordinate with these bracelets from my last video. So let's talk about the materials that we're going to need. For these earrings, you're going to need 2 colors of Super Duos and 2 colors of 4mm round beads. You're also going to need 11/0 Toho seed beads. And this color should match. That's the color that's going to go around the flower. And the flower is these 2 colors. I picked a color that was really subdued gray so that the flower color would really pop against it. If you're making the red, white, and blue version, this would be red, these 2 would be white, and this would be blue with white around the outer edge. You're also going to need 2 6 or 8 seed beads to connect the ear hooks with jump rings. So let's get started. I'm using a size 10 beading needle with 6-pound fire line. I have about 1.5 yards or 1.5 meters of thread to make 2 earrings. And I'm going to start with the flower color. Super Duo, 4mm bead, which is the center of the flower, and another Super Duo. And I'll string that on. And I want to go back down through only the 4mm bead. And here's where I can tie a knot. And here I'll kind of position this so it's pointing straight across. And I'll go back through that first Super Duo. Next, I'll put on 11/0 Super Duo, 11/0 Super Duo, and 11/0, checking both holes. If I was making the red, white, and blue version, all of these beads would all be white. Again, 2 Super Duos and 3 11/0 seed beads alternating, checking both holes of the Super Duos. And I'm going to go through the first Super Duo. And that creates our center flower or star. This would be entirely white if making the red, white, and blue version. Next, I want to go through the other hole of the same Super Duo I'm coming out of. Next, I want to put on the surrounding 4mm bead all around between these Super Duos. So I'm going to flip this over. Coming out of that Super Duo, I add the 4mm bead and go through the next tip. And I repeat that all the way around with the 4mm beads. My last 4mm bead through this Super Duo. Next, I put on 6 11-0 seed beads. I skip this next 4mm bead and go through the next super duo. And I repeat that all the way around. Here I've got my last set of 6 seed beads going through the last super duo. At this point, I want to continue through the next 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, I add 4 super duos of the other color, checking both holes. And I want to go through the middle 2 seed beads on the next segment there. Again, 4 super duos and going through the middle 2 seed beads of the next segment. Repeat that all the way around. I've got my last 4 super duos, and I'm going to go through the middle 2 seed beads plus the next super duo. I'm going to flip it over. I'm coming out of that hole, and I want to go through the other hole of that same super duo. For this next row, I'm going to put the second color of seed bead, 1 between every super duo. So coming out of this super duo, I add the second color seed bead and go through the tip of the next super duo. Add a seed bead, go through the tip of the next super duo. Now, I'm now in the middle of this first grouping of 4, and this is going to be the top of the earring. I'll add 2 seed beads this time, which is different at the top, going through the next super duo. I'm going to go back through the other hole of the next 2 or previous 2 super duos, and I'll continue through that super duo and the next seed bead. And here's where I add the large 6 or 8 seed bead that the jump ring will go through, and I continue through the next seed bead and super duo. Add a seed bead, go through the next super duo, add a seed bead, go through the next super duo, add a seed bead, continue through the next superduo, and I continue that all the way around. And as I'm putting on my last seed bead, I want to go through the superduo, seed bead, superduo, seed bead. And this is a good time to kind of make sure everything is evened out tension-wise, and it looks pretty good. So I'll put on one seed bead and then go, I'm coming out of this seed bead, so I want to go through the next 3 seed beads. The 11-0, the large seed bead, and the 11-0. Add 1 seed bead and go through the next seed bead. Now here, this seed bead is in between this group of 4 and this group of 4. So we'll add 3 seed beads, skip that one, and go through the next one. Add 2 seed beads, go through the next one. Add 2 seed beads, go through the next one. Again, the next seed bead is between these groupings of 4, so we add 3 seed beads, skip that one, and go through the next one. Add 2 seed beads, go through the next one. Add 2 seed beads, go through the next one. Add 3 seed beads, skip the junction between groupings, and go through the next seed bead after. Add 2 seed beads, go through the next one. Add 2 seed beads, go through the next one. Again, we're at a junction between groupings, so we'll add 3 seed beads, skip that one, and go through the next one. Add 2 seed beads, add 2 seed beads, go through the next one. we're at another junction. Add 3 seed beads, skip that one and go through the next one. Add 2 seed beads. Two more seed beads. Add 3 seed beads. And this last seed bead is the junction between groupings. So we want to go through the next seed bead and maybe the next one after. This is another good time to kind of check that your tension is evened out. Looks pretty good. This is pretty much the finished earring, but we want to turn some corners and tie a knot. So I'm going to look for where my thread originated. Looks like it's right here next to this super duo. So I'll want to continue, I'm going this way with the thread, I want to continue through the large seed bead one more time, and I kind of want to go through and turn a corner around one of these super duos, kind of find my path back to where my original thread is to tie a knot. And so I'm going to continue through the next 3 seed beads here, the 11-0, the large seed bead, and 11-0. I'm going to go through the 11-0 and the super duo. And now I can turn a corner by going through the other hole of that super duo. And continuing through the next 2 super duos. Again, I want to keep my eye on where I want to end up on the other side. So at this point, I'm going to continue through the next 2 seed beads. And the next 2 seed beads. And here I'm going to go through the super duo. And now I can turn a corner by going through the other hole of that super duo, and I've ended up where my thread started. And that's where I can tie a knot. And that is our finished earring. We just need to snip the ends and add the ear hook. I've snipped the ends off of the thread, and now I'm ready to add the ear hook. I open my jump ring, feed it through the large seed bead, add the ear hook, and close the jump ring. And that is the finished earring.